Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Divine Union podcast. And if it's your first time tuning in to the audio or video version on my YouTube, welcome. If you're watching the video version, we're going kimono style today because that's what Nicola's got to do to feel her most sensual self, and she's feeling herself tonight. I'm really excited for today's episode because we are talking about the Venus and Mars principle cracking the code. This is a topic that came to me laying in the sun on my rooftop 2 days ago. And I'm like, oh shit, Nicola, we are speaking about the Venus and Mars principle. And there's so much more to come on this. I'm so excited. And we're going to talk about the Venus Mars principle because the more that we understand each other, yeah, whether you're more in your Venus, your desire for connection, for love, that feminine principle, or whether you're listening and you're more inclined to your Mars, your masculine principle, your passion, your fire, your primal desire, the more that you understand your own and understand both principles, you're going to be able to relate better with your partner. And not always is there a Venus and Mars in relationship. Sometimes there might be two Venus, yeah, or two Mars. And so having that consciousness around it, yeah, is going to help you be able to, okay, shift. Where can I come back into my Venus to balance it out? Or when can I come into my Mars to balance it out? That can actually be another episode, but I will speak to it a bit here too. So, Venus and Mars principle, how to crack the code. This is what came to me. This is the transmission. So, first to understand the Venus principle, and now we all have both. We all have Venus and Mars, different levels of Venus and Mars, pending where we are in our life right now, right? Different levels of masculine and feminine energy. Where you are in your life impacts that. If you're in a heavy time of creation, you're in your masculine, right? You're creating, you're doing. If you're in a heavy time of learning, soaking things up, being instead of doing, you're going to be in your fem. Now, also in relationship, right? It can differ. So I want you to think of your Venus principle like it's the person that's more in their feminine, that's more desiring love and connection. Now, that can also vary at different times within the relationship. Doesn't have to be fixed roles. So the Venus principle is the person more in their feminine, the person more desiring more love, desiring more connection, desiring more depth, right? Who really wants to go deep, who really wants to feel the intimacy. Now, the Mars principle is the person in the relationship, there's more in their masculine energy. So they have more fire, right? They're doing more things. Maybe they're focused on career. Maybe they doesn't have to be focused on career, but usually it is. Yeah, it's that masculine energy. I'm doing, I'm creating, I'm producing. It's also that independence. Yeah, that like hyper independent energy too. So they're focused less on connection and more on freedom. Now, the masculine principle is also the primal. And this is important because this is the episode. Yeah, the primal. It's the primal desire in bedroom. It's that like ravishment energy. It's that even can be at times that like aggressive energy. Yeah, it's that primal desire. Now, where they can be at odds, where I want to talk about it is oftentimes the partner that is more in their Mars principle, the partner that is more focused on the freedom, more focused on the creation. For them, the Venus may sometimes feel overwhelming. Intimacy may feel overwhelming when the more feminine partner, let me think how to say this. It can feel overwhelming when there's not as enough spaciousness with the intimacy. So I'll give you an example so you can feel me. Like if you're talking about a difficult topic, maybe you're talking about future with your partner and you're both sitting on the couch and you're talking about future. Now that might feel too heavy for the person with the Mars principle, the masculine who desires the freedom or who's fear of losing the freedom. Now, if you are both on a hike, so you're both on a hike, so you're focusing on the hike, but you're also bringing in a crunchier topic, future. Yeah. Now that's a way to diffuse the intimacy, right? Because talking about future, it's intimacy, it's deep. It's a way to diffuse the intimacy so it doesn't feel as heavy for the masculine principle while you're still talking about something that is important to you. And doing a third activity, right? Or even doing something active when you're with an avoidant or when you're with someone who desires more freedom, doing something active, right, is a way to deepen in the intimacy, yeah, without it feeling so heavy. Now, another way to deepen in intimacy without it feeling so heavy for the masculine principle, if you're with someone with a more masculine principle, is humor. Yeah, and I teach a lot on humor, and that's like, okay, it could even be something like, "Ooh, babe, I missed you so much. I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me how much you missed me." Now, even if you're using humor, yeah, you might still want that. And you can invite them to more slowly and through your subtlety, through your humor, through your play, open their heart more, share more of their feelings towards you without the intimacy feeling so heavy and causing closure, yeah, or causing them to run away or be fearful or shut you out, right? All of these means. And I also know this to be true because I have both within me. So I feel closure when intimacy feels too heavy, and I like there to be space. So that can be another example. Yeah, if you want to navigate the masculine principle and you're more in your Venus, is if you want to share your feelings of admiration or adoration for your partner, and if they're more in their masculine, it's like, I'm going to say something really deep, really sweet. So maybe it's like, I love you so much, babe. Like I'm having the best day with you. Great. Then allow yourself. I'm encouraging you. Not even allow yourself. Do it. Get up. Go have a drink of water. Go to the restroom. Yeah. Maybe you take a minute, you let it land, but like give them space to receive it, to process it without it being like, I'm going to be here, I'm going to say it, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to watch to see how how you respond to me. And then it like lets it land. And this is a really, really helpful tool for the masculine principle to like, okay, wow, like, and then they just walked away like, okay, I can receive it. I can receive it. I can keep the heart open. I don't have to close. I'm not put on the spot, gotcha vibes. I can receive. I can let it land. It doesn't have to feel so serious. Now, then when they desire to respond, they will. Yeah, it gives more spaciousness for them too. Doesn't mean you always have to do this, yeah, or that it's always like I'm going to say something and I'm going to drop it and go, but it's being conscious of, okay, intimacy for my partner, they're more in their masculine principle. They desire more freedom, yeah? Maybe they have their own stuff around commitment. So how do I, as a feminine principle, allow myself to express myself? Because you don't want to minimize it. You want to express. Yet it's like, I'm going to let it land for you. And it's giving the masculine principle time and space to deepen into intimacy, to receive the intimacy that you are sharing with your beautiful, bold heart of yours, because that takes courage, and letting it land and simmer. And it's these things, yeah. So if you practice these three ways, yeah, one being bringing in a third activity. So it can even be like playing a board game and between it having, you know, a talk about something serious. Pause, board game, serious. Pause, board game, go back to the topic, right? Giving spaciousness, letting it air out and letting insights come so it doesn't feel so heavy. It's also using humor. That was number two. Yeah, using humor with the masculine so that it's more subtle but it's still allowing you to share your feelings of admiration, of adoration, of love. Yeah, whatever it is you desire. And then the third one is like letting things land, not having to like get it all in one moment and like allowing yourself to take space, to be connected in the disconnection. So I'll give you an example. Yeah. A lover of mine was playing me music. He is an amazing musician, like all of these instruments, the flutes, the guitar, the violin, all these different kinds of flutes, the drum. I'm like, what else? It's like not even, was it the clarinet? Also, like some form of a clarinet, like a shamanic drum. It was just like he's a maestro of music and a shaker. And so he's playing me this music. Now, for me, because I'm also sensitive to like, ooh, sometimes intimacy can feel too heavy for me. So when he's playing it for me and I'm like sitting right in front of him watching the show, I was like, ooh, I gotta get up, disconnect a little. Like the intimacy's too much. I'm feeling merged. Let me take space. So I got up and we're outside. Yeah, we're in the grass. So I get up and I start dancing, and I go over in the corner for a little and I'm dancing and I'm soaking it up and I'm in my own space. I don't need to face him the entire time watching his performance. It's not rude and disrespectful if I get up and like disconnect and be in my own energy and enjoy it because this way I'm not being performative either. Like I don't always want to be witnessed. Yeah, like because then it makes the connection feel good again when you reconnect again versus if you're like always witnessing each other, the polarity dies. So I allowed myself to take space. I went and danced and I danced and then I came back and I listened again and then I got up and danced because I was inspired. And it's this dance, it's allowing yourself to connect, disconnect. Mm, yes. Well, I'm so happy to be talking about this topic. So much more to come on this. This is the new direction of my work. All right. This was always the work, but like just speaking to it, just the more these topics get uncovered, and I'm like, yes, yes, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I'm enlivened by this, truly. Okay, so those are the three ways. Now we're going to go the reverse, yeah? Actually, there's one more, actually, in the bedroom. We're going to keep it interesting in the bedroom. Now, if the Venus is so strong in bed, the love principle. I want to like look into your eyes vibe. I want to merge with your soul vibe, which I know very well. I have a strong Venus principle. I have a strong both, by the way. But if that is so strong and the Mars principle doesn't feel your desire, your hunger, your primal, your masculine, it's going to feel too heavy for them. And so it's finding ways to tune into that desire, whether that's through the voice, what you want. Babe, I want you to spank me, right? Like give a little feisty flair. Mm, whether it's like you just like come up in the doorway and you got a sexy outfit and you're like, hey, babe, I got a present for you. And maybe it's you in your sexy outfit, right? It's like finding ways to bring in your primal, your masculine, your desire for him to feel. Yeah. And that's going to help you with the passion, the intimacy, just have an amazing relationship that ignites the shit out of your soul. Oh, fuck yes. I'm feeling ignited. My yoni's ignited. My soul's ignited. My heart's ignited. Fuck yeah. Let's go, baby. You hear that? That was a bomba. We're in Mexico. There's a lot of fireworks happening right now. Maybe Zoom filtered it out. All right. Let's go to the masculine principle. Now we're going to reverse this diggly dog doodah. Don't make me say that again. I will. Diggly dog doodah. All right, I'll say it again because I'm feeling silly. Diddly dog doodah, huh? Okay, we're switching it up. Let's go, baby. Masculine. Great. If you are more in your masculine principle, if you're more in your primal desire, your passion energy, that fiery energy, and you come at your woman And I'm saying man or woman, doesn't have to be, it's whatever form of relationship, the more masculine counterpart, feminine counterpart. I just use this for ease. You know how I roll. I'm open to all forms of coupledom. If you're in your heavy masculine and you come at her in the bedroom, real heavy, like 0 to 60, like you give me a look and like I'm ready to go, the feminine's going to close. Because for the feminine to open, to receive your primal desire, your sexual energy, she needs to feel your heart. Yeah, she wants to feel your ravishment of her, you going slow, you taking your time, you wanting to please her. So, what you can do as a more masculine principle is, and it actually tangible, is like allow yourself, if you want to initiate intimacy, physical intimacy, I'm going to start, maybe I'm going to just stroke your neck. Yeah. Maybe come down your front of your chest for a moment. And then I'm going to pause. I'm going to let your desire build. I'm going to wait till your flames fan. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tease you and I'm going to pause. And I'm going to tease you again and I'm going to pause. And it's this dance, yeah, of you are slowly inciting her fuego, her desire. And this is how you're going to have amazing sex. So it's being conscious of that as the masculine of like, okay, how do I want to incite my feminine counterpart to like meet me where I'm at? Yeah, if you're at 60, you're like, yeah, I'm at 60. Let's go, baby. You got to tease. You got to go slow. You got to build her fuego slowly. And it's going to build. It's going to build. She's going to go crazy for you. And it's going to be the hottest thing on the planet. So I will invite you to just like really slow up. Yeah, you want to go 60, like pull back, make yourself pull back 20 miles an hour. Yeah. You think you're pulling back? Pull back even more and let that build and let that go over time. And do that even as you're making love. Make love, pause, come back to touching, tickling. Yeah. Pleasuring other parts of the whole body. Make love, pause. Yeah, it's making love. We want to make love. We're not trying to make jackrabbit. Yeah, so we want to like, let's play with it. Let's have fun. Let's make it last. Let's enjoy it. Now we're going to take it outside of the bedroom. If you're the more masculine principle, and let me think about this. If you're the more masculine principle and you are noticing, let's say for you, you're noticing that the conversations about future are heavy for you. Yeah. So maybe your more feminine counterpart is initiating conversations about the future intimacy and it's feeling heavy for you. What you can do is like voice it. Yeah. Because that's the divine masculine. It's like, hey, babe, ooh, wow, I noticed like let's talk about future is challenging for me. I'm feeling it in my body. I'm closing a bit. Yeah. Like share your experience. Perhaps we can share how we're feeling on the topic, each give our piece for a few minutes, and then take space and pause so that we can both reflect on what each other shared. And the way I need to reflect is like I need my space to feel into what you shared and to feel into what I feel because right now I'm just feeling closed on the defense and I can't receive anything you say because I'm on the defense. And it's owning your experience if you need time and space because the more feminine principle may not need that time and space. And so it's giving both parties, the masculine and feminine principle, time and space, whether it's in the bedroom, yeah, whether it's in conflict, to each be able to open in their own time, in their own way. because we are all the same. So, like, as a masculine principle, you may still desire to talk about future, but not in a way that feels rushed, forcing. Yeah. In a way that gives you space to come to your own conclusions. No one wants to be told what to do. So, it's being sensitive to that. And the reason that this is important as a masculine principle to voice is because your feminine principle, even just you speaking from your heart like that, is going to make her feel good. Because it's like, okay, I feel his heart. I understand. Like he's closing. It's a human being. He's sharing his heart. Yeah. His experience of being a human, his experience of being in this relationship. That's very different than like, I can't talk about this right now. Why are we talking about this right now? I said, I thought it was over. Why are you still on this again? Yeah, you're not actually sharing your experience in your heart. And so it's really giving yourself permission to voice what is true for you as a human being. Mm. And then it feeds your woman because she can feel your soul. She can feel the sensitive side of you, even if you're not saying what it is she desires. And this is how we have, more harmony among the genders. This is the mission. This is the larger mission, the vision. Because I believe, well, we are all the same. We all have both sides of us. And when we stop pitting each other against each other or blaming or shaming or resenting or projecting, then we're like, fuck, we get it. Because we're all human beings. And it's a product of our attachment or our early childhood experiences that impact which principle we resonate with more. Yeah, you can even liken to anxious avoidant, but I don't want to say that that's insecure, quote unquote, insecure attachment. I don't want to say that, but the Venus mat versus Mars, either like you're more focused on the fuego, the independence, the freedom, the creating, the passion, the primal, or where you're more in the Venus of the love and the connection and the being. Yeah. It's like having more harmony among those and more compassion for like it doesn't have to be personal, and how do I work with this person and understand this person. And so the more that you understand these principles, and now you have tools pending which side you're on, it my goal, my desire, es mi deseo, eh, entendiendo, I'm learning that you'll learn how to work with each other even more. Aprendiendo, es aprendiendo. Que tú aprendes, that you will learn how to work with each other even more, have more compassion. And that's deeper intimacy and soulful intimacy. I fucking love that. Soulful intimacy and playfulness in the relationship and wild passion that ignites the shit out of your soul, because that's the goal. I can't live without that. Wow, my internet cut out. I was on such a roll. Thank you, beautiful people, for tuning in to this week's episode of the Divine Union podcast. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, may all your unions be divine.